Hello, my dear children, welcome back to my channel. I hope every one of you are safe at home. If you are watching this video first time, please like this video and subscribe the channel and also leave your comments below. I uploaded 4 videos of this lesson, How Far is the River? This is the 5th video of the lesson. I hope every one of you watched that videos. Once again, I am welcoming every one of you to my class. Now I move on to the discussion of the textual activities. Are you ready? I think every one of you are ready for this class. Take page number 13 of your text. Activity 1. You have read the story How Far is the River? Haven't you? Now try to remember the story and complete the following suitably. You can see 4 boxes to that first activity. You can fill that boxes with the possible answers. How far is the river? The sentences that impressed you the most. Which sentence impressed you the most? Maybe he stood in front of his house on the hill opposite the mountain and gazed across the valley, dreaming of the river. Then next, the moment you enjoyed the most. Which moment you enjoyed the most? It is the moment when the roaring sound of the river broke the silence. That sentence, that moment enjoyed the most. The moment when the roaring sound of the river broke the silence. The characters who touched your heart. Which characters touched your heart? Maybe the boy, the girl, the village boy. These characters touched your heart. Next, the pictures that flashed through your mind. The pictures that flashed through your mind when you read that story. The big mountain, the steep winding path, the bangles of the girl, the beautiful river. These are the pictures that flashed through our mind when we read the story. You can fill the answers in your text with pencil and also write these things to your notebook. Then move on to the next activity, activity 2. Here are the thoughts of a boy after his nature walk. Read it. Recently, I visited a mountain valley, the magnificent valley of Kashmir. It was surrounded by snow-capped lofty mountains, which made it a land of springs and beautiful lakes. For a moment, I wondered whether I was in heaven. Really, Kashmir is a land of paradise. Identify the words or phrases he uses to express his thoughts. Write them below. Which are the words or phrases he used to express his thoughts? Write them below. You can write magnificent, snow-capped, lofty mountains, land of springs, beautiful, wondered. These are the words or phrases he used to express his thoughts. Then third activity, I read that question. The boy who goes in search of the river feels discouraged when he misses the village boy. He looks up and down the mountain path but sees no one. His own house is hidden from view by the side of the mountain and the river is not in sight either. He wishes someone were with him. What would be his thoughts at that time? Write them below. Here I am giving you an answer. I do not know how far I have to go. The information I received from the boy may not be true. Why did he give me false information? But the woodcutter said a 3-hour walk will take me to the river. My father and mother might have returned. What will I tell them? I am sure to be beaten up tonight. It is getting dark and I think it is better to return. How? I don't know the way back home. There are no shops or even houses nearby. What sort of a place is this? I am feeling hungry. Oh, no one is to be seen. Why isn't someone coming along this path? I feel tired and worn out. These would be his thoughts. Then activity 4. The following are the description of a path to the hill. Read them. The first description, the path was steep. It was a dizzy winding one. The hill was covered with lush green ferns. The trees were mountain creepers, and a great wild dahlia would suddenly rear its golden head from the leaves and ferns. A trickle of water came from the hillside. The water was cold and sharp, but very refreshing. Then the next description. The path was steep. The hill was covered with ferns, trees, and dahlias. Water came from the hillside. The water was refreshing. Which description is more interesting? Which description is more interesting? Description A or B? The description A is more interesting. Then second, activity 4, second question. List the words which add greater emphasis to the description. Which are the words used for more emphasis to that description? Steep, dizzy, winding, covered with ferns, wounding creepers, great wild dahlia, golden head, sharp, refreshing. These are the words used for emphasizing the description of that path. Then the third question, find out the words that describe the place. Find out the words that describe the place. Covered with lush green ferns. Covered with lush green ferns. Then the fourth question, identify the word that denotes a sound. The sound, trickle sound, trickle. Trickle of water. A trickle of water came from the hillside. Trickle is a word that denotes the sound of the water. Next, activity 5. Imagine that after several years, the boy visits that place again. He notices that the place has changed a lot. It has become a tourist spot now. What could be the changes? Describe the changes in that place in your own words. I am giving you the answer. This place is entirely changed after long years. Now many tourists are visiting daily, and also well-tarred roads instead of steep paths. Many trees, huts, and a portion of the mountain have disappeared. The beautiful sound of birds and animals is replaced by the sound of vehicles and tourist guides. The impressive but frightening silence of this place is lost forever. In short, the natural beauty of the place is taken over by the artificial things. And activity 6. The boy notices a few placards and posters with slogans written by lovers of nature. Read the slogans from the textbook. What is the message conveyed in the slogans? Which are the slogans? Save trees, save water. Save trees, help us breathe. Save trees, save water. Save trees, help us breathe. These are the two slogans here. What is the message conveyed in the above slogans? What is the message conveyed in the above slogans? The need to protect nature. Then next, write 2 other slogans on the need to conserve nature. Can you write? I give you some examples. Plant trees, get fresh and free air. Plant more trees, get more rain. Conserve nature, conserve future. These are some slogans. You can also write your own slogans with the theme of nature. Then next, look at the poster against deforestation. What do you see in this poster? 2 beautiful pictures against deforestation. Then a title, lend a helping hand. It is written with a beautiful color. And short beautiful sentences, stop deforestation, serve nature, do not cut trees, no man. This is very attractive. Then how can prepare a beautiful poster? Posters are very attractive and catchy to our eyes. Short and beautiful sentences can be used. Pictures, designs add to the beauty of the poster. Meaningful pictures is more speakable. Here you can see two beautiful pictures with the theme deforestation, and also you can use bold, italics, capital, underlined sentences or letters. Can you make the poster with the theme Save Nature? You try it yourself. Here, what do you see in this poster? Write in the boxes given below. Title. What is the title of this poster? You can see Lend a Helping Hand. This is the title of this poster. Lend a Helping Hand. When you make a poster, it must also have a heading or a title. Here the title of this poster is Lend a Helping Hand. Then illustration. What is illustration? Here the illustration is the pictures used for explaining the theme deforestation. So the illustration here is deforestation. Then what is the slogan here? Which are the slogans here? Stop deforestation, save nature. Then instruction. What is the instruction here? Do not cut trees. Then the message. No trees, no man. No trees, no man. These are the things we can understand from this poster. Activity 7. Imagine that the nature club of your school is going to conduct a poster making competition in connection with the World Environment Day. Prepare a poster for the competition. Do you know how to make posters? Yes, of course, you know to make posters. When you make posters, you keep something in your mind. What are the things? Posters are attractive and impressive and catchy to our eyes and attention. It may be short and beautiful sentences. Pictures, designs add to the beauty of posters. Meaningful pictures is more speakable. You can also add more features like capital letters, bold letters, underlined words for highlighting the poster or highlighting the themes. When you make posters, you must keep these things in your mind. Then your posters are more attractive and more speakable. Can you make posters? Can you make posters regarding the theme World Environment Day? Then activity 7 is an assignment for you. Then move on to the next activity, activity 8. Read the description about the boy in the story How Far is the River. He was about 12 years old, a sturdy boy with untidy black hair and shining black eyes. He had fine features and a clear brown skin, but his hands and feet are rough and scratched. He was barefooted not because he could not afford shoes, but because he liked the feel of warm stones and cool grass. What are the words used to describe the boy? What are the words used to describe the boy in this paragraph? How his physical features are described here? 12-year-old sturdy boy. His physical features is described as 12-year-old sturdy boy. How his hair is described? His hair is described as untidy black. How his eyes are described? His eyes are described as shining black. How his skin is described? His skin is described as clear brown. How his hands are described? Hands and feet are described rough and scratched. His hands and feet are described as rough and scratched. Then 8b. The boy meets a girl on his way to the river. Describe the girl with the reference to the following. Write it below. Write the answer in the space provided in your text with a pencil now. Later write the answers in your English notebook neatly. Now I am giving the answer of that question. The girl looks beautiful, smart and active. She wears beautiful bangles. She carries a long curved knife in her hands. She loves to work hard. She is thoughtful and spontaneous. Then next, ninth activity. Here is a letter written by Anushka. Read and find how Anushka has organized her letter. I am reading this letter for you. Anushka, Golden Hills, Press Road, Goa. June 16, 2014. Dear Ammu, hope you are doing well. I reached Goa with my parents. We are staying in a resort. The weather here is really good. We are planning to go to the beach and the church today. I will send you the snaps after visiting all the places. I wish you were also with me. Regards to all our friends there. See you soon. Take care. With regards, Anushka. Usually letters are of two kinds. One is informal letter and the other is formal letter. This is an informal letter. Why this letter is called an informal letter? Here Anushka wrote this letter to a friend. When you write letters to your friends and relatives, such kinds of letters are informal letters. Here this letter is also an informal letter. Then what is a formal letter? When you write letters to the managers, customers, government departments, such kinds of letters are formal letters. You keep some formalities to write such letters. Here this letter is an informal letter. Here the Anushka wrote the letter to her friend Ammu. There are 4 parts in this letter. Which are the 4 parts? First is address, sender's address. Here who sends this letter? Anushka, and her address: Golden Hills, Press Road, Goa. When you write a letter to your friend, you write your name and your address. Then next, date. When you write the date, when you write that letter. First part of this letter is address of the sender. Then the second part of this letter is salutation. Here how Anushka salutes her friend Ammu? Dear Ammu. This is the second part of the letter, salutation. Then the main part of the letter is body of the letter, and the fourth part is closing of the letter, here used with regards. These are the main 4 parts of an informal letter. First, sender's address. Second, salutation. Third, body of the letter. And the fourth, closing of that letter. Which information you get from the body of this letter? Which information you get from the body of this letter? In this letter, Anushka shared her experiences with her parents in Goa. The boy in this story, how far is the river, is thrilled after visiting the river. He decides to write a letter to his friend to share his experience. What would be the letter like? Write it below. I am just giving a model of that letter. First, write the sender's address. Sender's name and address. Here, Ebin, East Hills, Kozhikode. Then date, 15 July 2020. Here, Ebin writes to his friend Jeevan. So, he salutes Jeevan as Dear Jeevan. How are you? I hope you are happy and well. I am fine here. Jeevan, I want to share my thrilling and adventurous journey through a forest to find a river in the last week. I had heard about that beautiful river through my villages, so I wished to find and touch that beautiful river, but I had no idea about the distance and the route. Anyway, I started my journey when my parents had gone to visit our relatives. On the way, I met a woodcutter. He gave me some information about the distance, but he discouraged me to continue my journey. But I was so eager to see the river, I ignored the discouraging words of woodcutter and I continued my journey. Then I saw a girl who was cutting grass. Her bangles made sweet music, but her words were confusing. Even I continued my journey, I met a village boy who gathered some goats, whom I shared my loaf of bread. He walked with me for some time. He was very helpful. I felt tired and discouraged after he left me. Also, my home was not in sight. I didn't know what to do, and then I heard a sudden roaring sound. I was so thrilled at the sight of the river. The water was clear and fresh. It was really wonderful. I wish you were also with me in my adventurous trip. Once again, I like to visit this place with you. We will meet soon. Convey my regards to your family. With love, Abby. Then the next activity 10. Prepare a magazine on the topic Save Planet Earth. You can include the following items in your magazine. Prepare a magazine. Do it yourself. In that magazine, you include poems, posters, stories, slogans, riddles, descriptions, paintings, quotes, word puzzles. You prepare a magazine with the help of your teacher. Then the next activity 11. Find the words which convey the same idea and write them in the space provided. Find the words which convey the same idea. We call them as synonyms. What is a synonym? A synonym is a word or phrase which has the same or nearly the same meaning as that of another. Here the first word is walk. In it, march and stride is given. We can use another words like step, trudge, march instead of the word walk. The next word is stop. We can use halt, finish, conclude, terminate, wind up, discontinue instead of stop. Then the next word is ask. Quiz, interrogate, inquire, question, query. You can also use these words instead of ask. Then the next word is decide. Synonyms of decide are determine, resolve, elect, opt, choose. These are synonyms of decide. Then move on to the activity 12. Look at the following sentences. The boy walked along the path. The sturdy boy walked along the stony path. The young barefooted sturdy boy walked along the stony path. The boy walked along the path. The sturdy boy walked along the path. The young barefooted sturdy boy walked along the stony path. Which sentence tells you more about the place and the boy? Among these sentences, which sentence tells you more about the place and the boy? Option C. The young barefooted sturdy boy walked along the stony path. Which words are used for describing boy? Which words are used for describing boy? Young, barefooted, sturdy. These words are using to describe boy. Young, barefooted, sturdy. These are describing words. Then which sentence is used for describing path? Stony. Stony is used for describing path. Circle the words that give more information. Which words give you more information about the boy and the place, young, barefooted, sturdy, stony. Circle these words. These are describing words. These describing words we call as adjectives. Adjectives are describing words. Then next, here is an extract from the story How Far is the River? Read it carefully. A trickle of water came from the hillside and the boy stopped to drink. The water was cold and sharp but very refreshing. However, it seemed to have the effect of making him more thirsty. The sun was striking his side of the hill and the dusty path became hotter, the stones scorching the boy's feet. He was sure he had gone halfway. He had walked for an hour. Now pick out the describing words and naming words from the extract and stick them on the bags given below. One each done for you. In this extract, which are describing words? Which words used for describing the boy and the path? Cold, sharp, refreshing, thirsty, dusty, hotter, scorching. These are describing words. Cold, sharp, refreshing, thirsty, dusty, hotter, scorching. These are describing words. We call such words as adjectives. Words which describe nouns or pronouns are termed as describing words or adjectives. These are describing words which describe the nouns. Here, which are the naming words or nouns? Water, hillside, sun, boy, path, hill, stones, feet. These are naming words or nouns. Water, hillside, sun, boy, path, hill, stones, feet. These are naming words or nouns. Adjectives are describing words, describing nouns or pronouns. Now move on to the next activity 13. Read the description of the path and take note of the words in bold. The path to the river dropped steeply into the valley, then rose and went round the big mountains. It was frequently used by the villagers, the woodcutters, milkmen, and mule drivers, but there were no villages beyond the mountains or near the river. The path to the river dropped steeply into the valley, then rose and went round the big mountains. It was frequently used by the villagers, the woodcutters, milkmen, and mule drivers, but there were no villages beyond the mountain or near the river. Do you notice the words in bold? To, into, round, by, beyond, near. We call these words as prepositions. Then what is preposition? Preposition is a word used with a noun or pronoun to show place, position, time, or method. In, from, out, to, out, of, beyond, etc. These are some examples of prepositions. Then next, supply the missing prepositions on the signboards. Do not park on double yellow lines. Do not park on double yellow lines. Don't drive through the park. Don't drive through the park. Walk along the right, drive along the left. Keep away from wild animals. Highly inflammable, handle with care. Beware of dogs. Then next, Look at the picture and write a paragraph using preposition. The first sentence is given for you. An old man is sitting on a bench. Where is that old man? He is on a bench. Next, there is a stick near the old man. Where is the stick? The stick is near the old man. There is a tree behind the bench. There is a board on a tree. A girl is flying a kite in the park. A boy is lying on the grass and is writing in a book with a pen.